In the words of the Leonard Cohen song, I have seen the future, man, it's murder. In this hour, we will be talking with author Andrew Coburn, whose new book is Kill Chain, The Rise of the High-Tech Assassins. He explores the world of drone killing and massive intelligence efforts in the wake of 9/11. We will also be talking with futurist and bioethicist George Dvorsky about the concept of the digital autonomous corporation, that is, corporations as automated entities, kind of like Bitcoin, so something that could be built today, at least in its earlier forms, that would employ people, for example, to buy and sell bicycles, but would primarily serve only its corporate human owners, masters slash programmers. So we are going to be glimpsing the digital future in this hour. We will also be offering some cautionary words about a future that may not be one most of us want to inhabit, a future which exacerbates wealth inequality, rains down hellfire missiles on the just and unjust alike, the innocent and the guilty alike, and in general is a drag of a place to live. Now, two quick stories before we get into an hour that I think you will find illuminating. One of those stories comes from a technology review, and it is about a new face detection algorithm. Technology Review tells us that back in 2001, current face detection algorithms were pioneered, but they depended on the ability to see a face frontally. So now you see it, for example, in your Facebook page. You will see that it's scary and creepy, but it will look at your face or a face in a photograph and suggest, is this RJ Eskow? Is this whomever? So that technology, that facial recognition algorithm, was invented in 2001, but it is only capable of recognizing faces full on. Scary enough, if you ask me, but now there is a new algorithm which promises the ability to recognize a face from side angles, different angles, partial exposure rather than entire exposure. And we won't go into the technology of it, but it's based on what they call deep learning technology, and apparently it works quite well. Now, that is extremely scary, both in terms of intrusive espionage, sometimes from drone-based cameras, although those don't tend to work, I understand, as well as advertised. But Facebook, social media, and so on, it's a frightening prospect and one we should be concerned about. Now, we also learn from the Daily Mail in the UK that researchers at Davos at the World Economic Forum told us we need to worry about the absolute death of privacy, which is something the CEO of Google is famous for saying. He's saying privacy as we knew it in the past is no longer feasible, said one expert. How we conventionally think of privacy is dead. Now, of course, if we proclaim it dead, we will stop fighting to protect it. Among other things, they talk about what they describe as genetic McCarthyism, in which people will get copies of your DNA, even if it means stealing it using mosquito-sized robot samplers, which apparently is technologically feasible. They will steal your DNA and then choose to employ you or not employ you, trust you or not trust you, insure you or not insure you, and so on. So a dystopian world of a total loss of privacy. But again, the best way to allow us or persuade us to give up our privacy is by convincing us there's no way to keep it. I choose not to believe that, but we will be exploring this issue in greater detail, first of all, with George Dvorsky, where we will talk with George about how these autonomous corporations, should they come into existence, should be programmed and what kind of regulations should we have around them. And we will, of course, also talk with journalist Andrew Coburn about his book Kill Chain and the drone process. We hope someday our political system will get that under control as well. So more to come after this. I'm Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.